Hello and welcome to Invicta TV and welcome back to our lockdown chat with JV and Matt Newman. In part 2 we've asked the lads to look back at the extensive list of teammates they've compiled over 800 games between them for the club to pick their ultimate Invicta 11.
So what we're going to do with you boys then is, seeing as you've been for Invicta for about 300 years between you, we're going to get you to do an Invicta Dream Team. Decide who's going to be in your 11 for well, if you were going to put out a team of all the players you've played with during your time at Invicta.
Go on.
What formation are we going with?
4-3-3.
Yeah, more flair players on the pitch.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the goalie.
Yeah. Well, JV, you've got more of an input in this. I've only played with D'Lo for 1 year and Tim for whatever. In your heart of hearts, who's better?
That's the tricky one, because obviously when D'Lo was, when he was good, he was so good. But the same as Tim. When Tim first arrived, it was probably it was just because obviously it's a hard place, isn't it, being a goalie. Obviously, when we went up and played Ryman Prem and D'Lo.
Tim.
We got battered. We got battered every week, but D'Lo was like the player of the year. So he obviously
Tim won Player of the Year, didn't he? When the season we went up from the Ryman South as well.
Yeah, because other than that, I played with Charlie Mitten probably about 3 times. That was it. But he was a good goalie as well. Being a young lad, seeing how big and commanding he was in his box and stuff. But I think I'd have to go with Tim back when he was a personal trainer.
Not Fat Tim.
No,
Slim
not
Tim.
Fat Tim. Yeah, good unit Tim.
Yeah, Slim Tim in goal. Yeah, Tim. We're going to go with Tim.
I do think as well Henry is going to be good. Given a run of games, I do think Henry's got a good future ahead of him.
He's just not got enough to be in there now because I've only played, 10 games with him?
Yeah, exactly. So it's got to go to Tim.
It's horrible, isn't it, to say that? Right back's a given, isn't it? Just get on with that.
No
JV.
brainer.
Jordan Wright?
No, JV. Only right back I've played with, really. Played 300 competitive games almost, and JV's probably played all of them, really. I haven't played with anyone else. Starkey for a few, maybe, but Starkey's got a place somewhere else in my team, and we'll discuss that later. But yeah, JV. Obviously, he can't comment on this because it'd be weird, but I'll take lead on that one, JV.
Get in there.
That's that one done and dusted. JV's chuffed with that. Right, starting with your centre halves then.
I'll say one, and you can pick it between the other two, which I know what they will be. Callum for me, like without a shadow of a doubt, Callum. As much as it pains me because he's very annoying, Callum's the best centre half that I've seen at Folkestone, to be honest. And he's got to go in there for me. Jay, would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And then out of the other two, I would say Friendy and Chappie for you to decipher from.
Yeah, but then I do think that you should be in that chat as well, because as good as Friendy and Chappie were over the whole time they was there, Chappie started like when I first got in the team. Chappie was unreal. Chappie was so good, and he sort of helped Friendy along. And then towards the end of the days, Friendy was better than Chappie. He had more about him as a centre half than Chappie did. But then as a duo, I do think you and Callum would definitely hold your own just the balance between you two, between you and Callum is so good that it's a similar kind of thing that Friendy and Chappie, they weren't the perfect player just being themselves, but together they sort of was a perfect duo. Chappie would come and head everything, and Friendy would clear up a lot with his pace. And then obviously, but now this type of folks we got at the moment, you're a lot better with the ball than they ever were. And I do think that back then, I think we're playing a better level now. So I personally, hopefully if Chappie and Friendy don't bother ever watching this, but I've got to put Newman in there. Newman and Callum as a duo, as ball playing centre backs go, you're the best two I've had there.
I'll say that.
And even winning your headers. There's not many times have I had to get round you and think that you're going to miss the header. You normally clear it up like Chappie used to do, to be fair. So I'd pick Matty News, not just because he's on the end of the phone as well.
There you go.
We're going with Matty Newman and Callum Davies as our two centre halves then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, left back.
This one's tough, do you know, because as a man, I love Blanksy. As a person and a player, I love Blanksy. But I personally think Alfie is a better left back than Blanksy. And I think Alfie will go on as a left back. But then obviously you've got 350 games with Blanksy and never ever lets you down. But if we're going to go for our best 11, if we were going to pick a team to win a football match, as horrible as it sounds, I'm going Alf. Just because it gives you more going forward.
Yeah, he's Blanksy has been superb, and like you say, you always know what you're going to get, and it's never going to be less than 7 out of 10 with Blanksy. But Alfie has just upped it. Since Alfie's been left back, he's just taken us to a new level of seeing what a left back can be like. So definitely, it's got to be Alfie. And other than that, between me and you, I guess you played when Billy Elliott was there.
Yeah, season.
Was you there when Dicko was there or not really?
Yeah, but it was a free. Dicko was left of a free when I was there.
But yeah, Alfie's just different standard.
Yeah, and the guy gets goal. Alfie, and by the way, Alfie's young. I think in 5 years' time we'll be talking about a player who's played quite a lot of potentially conference games because he's good. He's a very good footballer. Alfie is.
I remember speaking to you last season, Matt, and you said he'd have been your player of the year last year. Yeah,
really good player.
Right, so we'll put Alfie Paxman in at left back, even though he probably won't thank you for making him a left back and not putting him over.
I think, and that's the good thing with him. He has sort of realised that he is such a good left back, and as good as he is at left wing, he can easily get marked out of the game. Because I wouldn't mind knowing I've got to mark Alfie Paxman coming at me at left wing and I'm at right back. I sort of know what I can do to try and stop him and stuff. But if I'm right back and Alfie's left back and he's bombing on as well as the winger, that would be my worst nightmare. So I think Alfie, he does sort of know now that it's not a bad place to be. And if he's a good player at left back, you can pretty much play as a left winger anyway, as left back. So I think he is understanding that he is a better left back than he is a left wing.
Yeah, a couple of goals would stick in my head, especially having filmed them. The one at Malden and Tiptree and the one at home to Hornchurch last January, where both times he's come from absolutely nowhere and he's probably made 60, 70, 80 yards to be on the end of it. And no other left back in our league is doing that.
No, he's fit and quick, and he's quite wiry for someone of such a slight build. He's good. He's got a bit of everything, which is he's even quite good in the air for someone who's particularly short. Like he's just a good left back, really. And like JB said, the quicker he is realising it, and the quicker he thinks, let me sort of perfect my art at left back, he'll go on for me.
Right, so he's in there then. So with your midfield three, we're going to first one.
Defensive mid. See, this is the problem that I've got. Is Mev's obviously a legend, stalwart. I've played a lot of games with Mev, but if we're picking a footballer on ability to play for me in my team, I'm going Phil Starkey, because what an incredible football player he is. And I played centre mid with both him and Mev, but I also was lucky enough to play with Starkey when he just come out of the pro game, and he was, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. He was brilliant. And I think as an 11, for me, JV, I don't know what your feelings are. For me, Starkey is one of the best midfielders I've ever seen or played with, to be honest. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, well, obviously, you saw him when he was a younger. I obviously only saw him when Cogs got him in when we won the league that year.
Yeah.
And I can see why he got him in, because even then he was so good. He's so calm. But yeah, definitely Starks has got to be in there. And like you say, defensive midfield, you could just roll in the ball. We just literally turn on it as if there's no one near him, and he'd never lose it, would he?
No.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. And well, you saw the best of him. I don't think I've even seen the best of him, and I still think he's a class player. But
yes.
We're going 3. So we've obviously got to pick 3, but there's so many. I think there's quite a few midfielders in there really that we could choose. It probably has been the main. Obviously, defensive wise, there's not a lot of change been there since we've been there. But midfielders, there's been a lot of midfielders come and go that are good players. So even just rattling off some. Obviously, we got Ronnie. We know how good Ronnie is. Mev, Starks, and then there's even people like Pilbeam was a good player when we won the league. He done everything right. Ashley Miller, they could all go in there. But I still think Stark is that defensive midfielder, definitely.
Starkey on the anchor for me. I'd have Starkey on the anchor, and then 2, I'd have a box-to-box like a Ron or a Haas. And again, I think Haas deserves a mention because of some of the stuff he's done, but he's probably, by his own admission, wouldn't have got in because he's not been consistent and injuries and his illness and stuff. But ability-wise, Haas would have got in for me.
Yeah, ability-wise.
Yeah, but Ron's my other one that I would put in there with Starkey as a bit of box-to-box.
Exactly that. Same as me. I'd put Ronnie in there. And again, like you say with Haas, ability-wise, he's probably head and shoulders above him, and he should be, ability-wise, playing league football. But he hasn't, the injuries and the illnesses, he hasn't really done like. But yeah, I'll definitely keep with Ronnie and Starks. And then, this third one, it could be anyone.
For me, I would play a 10. You've got to give Hurdy a mention because he's been good for us. A lot of games, a lot of goals. But I would play a 10, and I would play Ian Draycott in the 10 for me.
Yeah, I would have get in. He's definitely going to be my front 3 anyway.
Yeah, he's got to get in somewhere because he's obviously a few goals away from being top goal scorer. He's a top goal scorer I've played with, and he's probably been the best forward I've played with.
Definitely, I think so. And even the goals he used to score, like a fit Draycott, obviously we're all getting a bit older now, but a fit Draycott a couple of years ago, he'd score such good goals as well. Do the runs that as soon as I know that he's up, looks at me and he makes that run, you give it to him.
So are you playing him in a 10 or are you playing him up top?
You're the coach, mate.
I think when you got Starkey and Ronnie behind you and the legs they've got in today's game, I think he'd be effective in the 10.
And we've got enough to fill out the top 3, haven't we? We will have, because they're sort of wingers and I'd go with that.
Drake's in the 10, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. We're next. So there's our 3 midfield.
Right, so whichever wing you boys want to start on.
What wingers you got? Have you got like Ira, Ashley Miller, Johan?
In my head, I've got. You can't not have Ira. He wasn't there for long enough for me to be in my all-time. But but I'm going on ability alone, and not sort of nostalgia of who I've played with a lot and who I've built personal relationships with. Ability alone and a team to win the league or win a game. I play Ira on the right.
Yeah.
Or the left, like you say, whatever.
Yeah. Obviously, we've had, like I mentioned all these names like Miller and all that, but they never, you could see that he was such a good player, Ashley Miller, but he never really scored goals, did he? He just took it past everyone. And that was the year, I think we won that league.
Yeah.
So then obviously people like that need a mention like Pilbeam because he's still done a job, didn't he, Pilly?
Pills was fantastic for us, yeah.
Just sat in our half, we put it forward and he'd run onto it, put the ball in and someone would score.
Yeah. For me, Ira can change games of football better than any other winger that we've had in that time period. Off both feet and it is clinical, very clinical. So I'm going Ira on one of the wings.
It's got to be on the right, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Because I've got to defend for him on the right.
Yeah, you're right. You're a bit more safe than Alf. Yeah, you can't have 2 of them on the left. And then left, pre-mentioned Kieran. Kieran done. We've got to think the team that Kieran was in, and the team that we came second or third in the Ryman Prem, and the other left wingers haven't. Who have we played with even on the left? Miller?
Yeah. I can't think of too many on the left. Obviously, it's always been a bit lopsided.
Lopsided,
like Johan was on left, but then obviously he's better as up front.
Yeah. I'm going to go Kieran, because Kieran and Alf have built a really good partnership for me, and Kieran's got a bit of everything as well. So I would personally go Kieran.
Yeah, I can't really think of any. Obviously, it's not really my side, and it's always been a bit chop and change. That's probably the one place that we do change a lot, left wing.
Yeah. Another option would put Drakes in a little inside left pocket and fill in the midfield with another player, because we've got resources in midfield, haven't we?
Yeah. Keep it short. But yeah, like you say, I think Kieran, for his work rate, and he was chipping in goals. Obviously, Coach used to say he didn't used to get as many as he'd like him to, but the work rate he done on that left. Yeah.
And also, he probably assisted more than we actually give him credit for. He had a lot. There's a lot of times where he'd chop and cross and stuff like that. And I think for him, I don't think you can go much wrong with Kieran on the left.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, go good with that.
And then up top, on their own, I've got one that springs to mind for me, and that's Uncle Booth.
Yeah, see, I've just jotted some names down. I've got.
Come on, let's run through the names, because there's quite a list of talent that you could put up in that.
Yeah, we've had good forwards.
We have. Was you there long when Drides were there?
Never played with him.
No. Ozzo?
Yeah, played one season, but he was more of a 10.
And he was on his last legs then. But fit Simon Austin was always good. Boovy, Drakes, Rookie, Johan, Harry Smith.
Harry Smith, all gone pro. Harry and Yo went pro. Addy.
Addy, yeah.
Numbers.
Beast. And even now, Dave Smith could easily fit in there.
I'll give you my reasoning behind Uncle Booth going in, because Uncle Booth had the intelligence to bring people in like Draycott. But he also, Johan. And we saw Boovy at the back end of his career, really. And he scored all types of goals, which I like, outside the box and headers. Do you know what I mean? He was a proper forward. And I think having someone up there that can bring people like Ira into play, Drakes into play, and Kieran into play would benefit us, and also do the other side and get all the goals, because he scored. Was he our top goal scorer? Yo was, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think Yo was, but it was all. He used to love playing with Boovy, though, didn't he?
Yeah. I knew if I got a ball into Boovy's feet from anywhere really on the pitch, that something would come of it. Normally, it would certainly be retained, and if not, it would be laid into someone, a shot off. He never really. He wasn't very wasteful, Boovy, was he?
No. And like you say, it easily, even if it was just a flick on, and then you know that Johan's behind him.
Yeah.
A lot happened through Boovy. And even I've got here, I know he's a mate, but Michael Yarney, he was always a good little. We saw the back end of him when he first, and that he was on his decline then, because obviously he'd been at Margate and that, and he was very similar. He kept hold of the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But I think
Kingy, by the way, doesn't get mentioned.
And another one, Joe Taylor.
Joe Taylor, good. Stuart King.
Yes, Stuart King.
Very good footballer. Individually, one of the best footballers I've watched, really.
That left foot, good left foot up there.
Yeah.
I think he scored 50 goals in 30 games or something like that.
Yeah. Who are you going with, Jay? Who's your top?
Well, yeah, because Drake's ain't there now. Drake's so that's good, because I want Drake's in there, but not up top then. So it's got to be, if we was to play a game, you'd want a wall up there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So that goes down to either Rookie, Boovy, or even Joe Taylor. I used to love playing with Joe Taylor. Knowing it was a wall up there, it'd always stick. Very similar to Boovy, really.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
But I can't believe we're just not even like saying Johan or Harry's. But
again, Harry, I didn't play with enough. Yo played with Pete at 18 for me, and then went on and didn't really see him again, did we? So
yeah,
fantastic season. But I've always said to Yo, and it's no surprise, he needs a 4-4-2, doesn't he?
With a Boovie up front with him.
Exactly, and that's not the formation we play. So
and that makes you want Boovie. Yeah, I think I've got to go with Boovie as well for what he done.
Yeah, Boovie. Can we
and
have
how good is that? How good is that, by the way, with Cugs getting in like someone like Boovie?
Yeah,
I don't know where that come from because I never knew Boovie beforehand.
I didn't. Not personally, but yeah.
But just to know that someone like that could make Johan a better player.
Yeah.
It was the same with when he got Rookie in when we won the league.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who Rookie was, and he was like, "Oh, this is perfect bloke we need up front." Puts it about it.
Oh, can we have 5 subs, Anthony?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you've got enough time, we'll go. We'll give you a 5-man subs bench.
Yeah, for me, straight away, put Mev in there. Honourable mention. Got to be very unlucky to not be in my first 11 because Starkey's unbelievable defensive midfielder for me. Jay, who would you put in?
It's between Friendly or Chappie.
Yeah.
Because another good centre back. But when I first played with Chappie, I think he was different gear. So I'd put Frankie Chappie on the bench.
Chappie on the bench. Friendly's going to be absolutely. You're going to get a text, you know.
I'm going to make sure I tag him in when this video goes out.
I wouldn't do it. Don't do it. So Chappie goes on the bench. Mev goes on the bench. You've got to put Hurdy on the bench.
Yeah.
And then
because again, like you say, he's gone on and Dagenham and Redbridge and all that, but obviously, I think it shows that he's happy to play for Folkestone because we do get the best out of Hurdy, and when Hurdy does play well, we seem to do all right as a team. So I just don't know why he doesn't click when he plays higher or whatever, whether this is his level or he just enjoys it. But we do get the best out of Hurdy. So Hurdy's definitely for an engine as well. And he does score goals, so you'd be stupid not to have him on there.
Obviously, D'Lo goes on the bench because we need a goalie, and he's fighting with Tim.
Yeah,
and then we got room for one more, a forward, isn't it? Who are you going with, Jay? Rookie, or we're going to change it up because we've got a wall?
Yeah, I don't think we need another wall up there, do we?
All right. Okay.
You want to change it up, so it's got to be an attacking player, a flair player, isn't it? Someone that doesn't turn up every week, but when they do turn up, they're good.
What about Addy?
Yeah, he's made. I think he's massively helped folks and establish themselves at Ryman Prem level.
Yeah,
I think he's taken it from where he was winning Ryman South to then getting up. So
Addy,
I appreciate what he's done. Yeah, I'd say Addy.
There you go.
And that's unfortunate that he's on the bench as well. To be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a team that is going to scare people.
That's a good team for me. So. Go for it again quickly. Have you written it down? Put it up against the screen.
Yeah, I've got it all written. So you've got Tim Robertson goal.
Yeah.
You've got a plodding JV at right back.
That's a fit JV at right back, not the ploddy one.
Newman and Davis at centre half. Alfie Paxman left back. You've got Phil Starkey and Ronnie Dolan sitting as a 2.
Yeah.
Ian Draycott playing as the 10.
Yeah.
You've got Ira Jackson on the right. Kieran McCann on the left.
Yeah.
And Paul Booth leading the line.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. We've got a little bit of manoeuvring in that as well. We can get the subs on, change it up, go 4-4-2, old school. I'll take that. That's a good side for me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't lose many.
Who are you picking as your manager?
I don't think I've got a choice. Mr. Cugley.
Without a doubt. In Cugley we trust.
In Cugley we trust. He's JV's only manager. You can't choose another one.
They're all like that, aren't they? They're all old school.
Nah, they're not all old school. They're not all good either, to be honest.
I was going to ask you, who's going to be your captain?
It's got to be Callum, isn't it?
Yeah, Cal. Oh, do you know, Cal leads by example, doesn't he?
He takes a piss out of everything, but he's still a good captain. He is a good captain. But other than that,
Cal, because he is a current captain. But for me, he's not even on the bench, upsettingly enough. But Friendy, I thought Friendy was a good captain. When I played for Folkestone with Friendy as captain, it really meant something to Friendy. Like he loved the club. Yeah, he would run through brick walls, and it was infectious playing with a captain of that, like that sort of passion for the club. Friendy was a good captain.
Which is why it is a travesty that he hasn't even made our bench. But
maybe we stick him on the bench, Jay. I think
he's not. Yeah, he can stay on the bench, but he is a Folkestone legend, though. So that doesn't. Even if he doesn't get in our team, he's still.
Oh, of course,
he is a good Folkestone captain.
Yeah. I think.
Well, maybe this is an FA Cup game. We'll have 7 subs.
Yeah. Well, I'm so injured all the time, then we'll put Friendy in for me because I'm made of glass at the minute. So. And then if Friendy's in, he's captain for me because I think, although Callum's a better centre-half, I would say Friendy is a better captain than Callum. Just because Callum takes nothing seriously. And you're trying to warm up and he's throwing things at you or squirting you with water or hiding your football boots and stuff like that. So Friendy's a better captain.
And bearing that in mind, out of that, when you're getting that change during the pair of you, which lad are you not sitting next to?
Tim. He's got his own little cubby, Tim. Sit him in a corner next to all the young lads.
He's happy enough on his own.
Yeah.
Just making his own jokes.
We stick him in the corner with all the kids and they all get on like a house on fire.
You've not got many kids in here, to be fair. Alfie's the youngest.
To be fair, Tyler Sterling, he wouldn't be a bad one just to mention as well. Because he knows, but he's just got to work hard. Obviously, I haven't seen him for ages, but hopefully he's getting mega fit because now this is a perfect opportunity for him to absolutely just go and get so fit.
Yeah.
Because football is so much easier. I've only started realising the last 3 or 4 years, football is so much easier when you're so fit.
Yeah.
And that's what he needs to go and do. Any youngster, it has changed a bit now. For the last 5 years, everyone takes it a bit more seriously to get that fitness up. So hopefully he is going to get fit because he could be a serious player.
Yeah, I agree.
With an awful lot of talent, and coming from my side of it at least, he's certainly something for the social media.
Yeah, he does
scores good goals. Yeah.
Right, cheers for joining us then, lads. We've got that 11 down.
Perfect.
Hopefully you've not upset too many people.
Yeah, we probably have, but it is what it is. We picked the team. We're the gaffers. So.
Well, no, you're half of the defence, really. You come to the gaffer.
If they want to talk about it, they can come into my office and have a chat. We don't talk in the change room, do we, Jay?
No. Knock on our door.
Knock on the door and bring it up like a man.
So there we have it. Some tough decisions were made, and hopefully the lads haven't upset too many of their former and especially their current teammates. Keep your eyes peeled on all of our social media channels, as coming soon we look to bring you more news about the developments to the Belkent Stadium that have taken place during lockdown. Hopefully you'll be very excited to see them. Until next time, stay safe and we'll see you again soon.